Hello, welcome to my folio. Blah 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 blah. So you can see I have started here with a very basic brainstorm. This was from the school holidays and it says things like 2026, collage, text and weird humor, movies and music, celebrities, oil, gouache, recontextualization, distortion, bastardization of an image. The phenomenon of people using memes as templates to create their own meaning. Mass media. Teenagers and young people as drivers of pop culture. Appropriation. AI. Social media. User interfaces, memes, posts, discourse. Dynamic composition and arrangement of ideas. Deconstruction of self-reflexivity of... ? And my themes that I was thinking of at the start of the year were the internet, mass media, the current moment. I said, I want to create work that feels distinctly of this era, 2026. What is culture like right now? How do young people feel? How does this translate into images? And then I also said, the internet is very much real life and a real place, but it doesn't always feel like that. And as our offline lives become increasingly integrated with the internet, interesting things begin to happen. And then I said, what does this look like? Aesthetics. So then my inspirations. I have sad, stretched ladies, and 1960s performance art wankery, and my bedroom. Because it's cool. Wow! It's also really messy. Wow! Okay, back to the stuff. Oh no. Okay, there you go. And I said 2 movies that are really cool, called Love and Pop, 1998, which is on YouTube, and you should watch it because it's really good. And these are images that inspire me. Yeah. Today I am excited about Escaping the Torture Labyrinth. That's going to be the title of my media short film, which is going to be cool. And similar to this stuff. So yeah, my art form is mixed media. I really like doing things in a bunch of different mediums because, like, I don't know, I feel like I'm very restricted when I'm just doing one thing, and it's like if I'm just doing like a collage and I'm like, wait, no, but I need to do like some painting and some colored pencil. It's like I just feel like stuff works better when it's in combination. And I think that it kind of reflects more, like my ideas and my subject matter come through more easily. So then my influences: mass media, alternative movies and music, the internet. So I have a piece by Vyun, who's one of my favorite artists. She makes short films and is a multimedia artist. And I already wrote about her last year, so I couldn't put her in my folio this year, which is sad. I have The Beatles Andy Warhol version, and Nowhere, one of my favorite films, which you should watch because it's good. Yeah. And blah blah blah. What did I say? Okay, I did there. Okay. Blah 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 blah. Artists. What do I have to say about artists? Yeah, so this is lowercase, aka Noah Zachary Sharon Parker. He's just like some random dude who I found like on Tumblr. But he makes really fucking cool stuff. Like, and it's very like internet based, but not like, because like the worst thing is like when people are making art that has like anything to do with the internet, and it's just like so like on like hitting you over the head with it, and it's like just like fuck off. But then I don't know, I feel like his work is so like in the like the Gen Z like headspace, and like the kind of method of expressing through like imagery, and like the kind of like how it feels to be online these days, like what it feels like to be like a sad person who knows that you're never going to own a home, and that wage stagnation, blah blah blah, economy, sad, blah. Yeah. So then Stella Winter, also kind of an internet-y artist, she makes like 2000s, 2010s like nostalgia, like hyperrealism oil paintings, and I included her because, well, I think that like the way she uses imagery, like she has this really cool piece like over here where it's like kind of like the like the brain rot, like next to the thing. Yeah. Like this one's really cool. It's like Subway Surfers stuff. But like I really wanted to take inspiration from her use of like oils, because in my final I'm interested in doing an oil section. Yeah. Peter Blake, I take inspiration from him also from the oil painting side. He's less like realism and he's more kind of stylized. But he also really comes in like with the collage angle. Like his work has that kind of collagey feel in its compositions. And I also love his incorporation of pop culture. Yeah. And then haven't finished that. I'm gonna finish it. But Ivana Vladisava, she's really cool. She's just fucking crazy. Like, look at her Instagram and you'll be like disturbed. She's gotten like, I don't know, like I feel like her whole life is like kind of performance art, but she kind of does like campy, like I love these pieces by her where it's like romantic wedding pictures, Slavic core, and they're just like crazy photoshopped wedding pictures. And they're like awesome. They're like so like surreal and like campy, like tongue-in-cheek, blah blah blah. And then Diego Rivera, Frida Kahlo's rotten bastard husband. But he made some really cool murals, and I'm sort of interested, like in my other sack where we did like the gallery thing, I was kind of like thinking about him, and then also like the Sgt. Pepper's album cover, and like that idea of like a mural that represents like a history, and like all of these like popular faces and like who you've included and like what story, what narrative you're building about the past. And also doing it in a really colourful, lively way. Very compelled. Blah blah blah. Themes. So this is where I kind of clarified my themes. So pop culture. Mass media, celebrities, artists and pop culture have always been at the centre of my practice. The ways in which an image is reflected, refracted, twisted, changed through its process of reproduction, how it becomes a sign without a signifier. But many times I'm not exploring general pop culture, but more the set of references that have shaped and inspired me personally. So I have a lot of, why did I say left field references to alternative films, wanker? Last year I did a lot about music, so I want to focus more on films this time around. Didn't really do that, still did a lot of music stuff. Distortion! So I'm incredibly inspired by David Lynch's film Inland Empire. The way faces are twisted, becoming unsettling as if they were from a nightmare. Human brains are so deeply attuned to faces, we see them everywhere even when they're just an arrangement of objects. A face is what signals humanity to us. So when a face is distorted, it is one of the ultimate forms of horror, something so close to being familiar but not quite right. Anyway, so I did kind of do that, but I also like did the double entendre, well not really a double entendre, just like an extension of the meaning of distortion. And I'm also kind of like refracting like distortion and pop culture. So I'm like looking at like this idea of an image and the image of a celebrity and like the kind of associations we have and like the sort of things we think about them, and then I'm sort of like twisting it and distorting it and looking at it in a new light. But I'm also just looking at like weird distorted portraiture in general. Oh, I've already been talking for 8 minutes. I'm so sorry. Yeah. So, oil paintings. I only did 2 because I wanted to like really make them good. So I did this trial, and it was an old creepy lady from Inland Empire, and that was pretty cool. Blah blah blah. I haven't finished this painting yet. Distortion portraiture. This was like maybe my favorite photography one. So then I basically just did a bunch of like funky editing. Like, wait. I did a bunch of like weird and funky editing, glare, to like these pictures, and I don't know, I think they're really cool, and I really like them. Now I'm not going to be able to put that back on the thing, wait. Okay, back on the tripod. Yep, and then I did panorama misuse, where it was like freaky, wait, I can just bring this to the camera. Freaky panorama. That was my favourite one of my mum. And then the one of me also that we did right after that was cool. Yes. Did some creepy stuff. It's like, you know when you like do a panorama and it's like fucked up. And then I used like on Apple Photos on like the desktop version. There's like like this like cleanup tool that you can use, and it's like they probably want you to like erase a person in the background of your vacation. Erase a person in like the background of your vacation photos, or like get rid of a pimple, or like something innocuous. But then I like to use it in weird and unsettling ways. I like to use it to like make like disturbing images out of faces that are really uncanny. And like basically the process with this one is like I just have like a photo of myself always, because I feel like kind of uncomfortable doing it to other people who aren't me, because it's like that's your face and I'm like doing weird stuff to it. But then I'll just like choose like a little area of the, because it's like a brush, so you kind of like color in like the bit you want to make to clean up, and then I just kind of like fuck around with it until it like starts hallucinating weird things. And like my goal is to get it to hallucinate. So like these are my favorite ones of me and Alice in the party supplies store. It invented so much stuff. It's like that's so freaky and dumb. Yeah, so I really like that. Oh, it's not a thing. I really like that. Oh shit. What? Fuck. My folio is so full of stuff that it's like stop. Yeah, so lots of that one. This one was really funny because it thought I tried to make myself bald, and then it thought I was trying to like make myself naked or something in it. So it like made the whole image like pixelated, and it was like, no, you're not allowed to do that. And then I just like kept going with it and made it and like ruined the pixels. Yeah. So then collage. So then my first thing was post-interpretation. So this was where I took like social media posts and I made them real. So then this one was about Ringo, and it was like, he should have been a French New Wave film star. So I made the poster for the French New Wave film that Ringo would be in. And I think it's pretty cool. And then trial number 2 is, I don't know, I feel like no one else cares about Crosby, Stills, Nash and Young, but people who I follow on Tumblr, and like, I don't know, we care about Crosby, Stills, Nash and Young. And then there's like this tweet where it's like, Spring Breakers. It's like the girls from Spring Breakers. It's like Crosby, Stills, Nash and Young. And then there's NSYNC stands for Nash, Stills, Young, Nash, Crosby. And I thought that was fucking really funny. So then I oh shit, no, did I just break that? Oh fuck. So then I redid the cover of the famous NSYNC album, and then I made it so that it was Nash, Stills, Young, Nash, Crosby. Then trial 3, Jacob Elordi in the Salo remake. Salo? Okay, wait. Salo is like this movie by Pier Paolo Pasolini, and it's like one of the most like grotesque and violent films ever made, and it's kind of like a critique of fascism, and like he was literally murdered after he made that movie because people were like, I don't know, unsolved murder. But then I was like, you know, it would be really funny if I'd made Jacob Elordi be in the remake of this, which he like never would be, because he's like a, you know, haha, I'm a happy Hollywood boy. Okay, and then collage exploration 2, own photo collage. So then basically I just like chopped up images of myself and I made it cool. La la la. Yeah. And I did this one of Amelia. It's like, whoa. I'm really proud of these. I didn't have any like ideas going into them of what they would be like. And then this one of Andy Warhol, because I was like, I need to bring the celebrity thing back. And then some, oh shit, I haven't done this yet. Okay, and then here's, I kind of don't like this photo montage, it's kind of crappy. And this one's cool. This one's cool. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, that's it. Oh no. Okay. Well, so what else do I have to say? Okay. Wow. My 2 potential pieces for Unit 4. So I would probably choose the own photo collage of me. And the, because I think the, wait, what am I supposed to say? Hola. in a minute. I just have to finish recording this. Tú también. No tanto. Okay, potential image 1 would be the own collage of me where insert on screen, that one. I think that it really captures like the fragmentation of self, and I think it's a really interesting use of collage, and I think that I can do a lot with like the form and like the different like shapes of the cutouts. I think that that is a very strong image. That's probably my favorite piece. And then my second would be this painting that I haven't finished yet, but will be finished tomorrow. Well, not really, because it's like a trial and it's like a big oil painting, and but it'll be finished, and I think that that one will be really good because I think that one would be really good because it still has elements of realism, but it is still quite off-putting and distorted and weird. And I also really like the kind of mixture between the textures, which don't feel quite as realistic and they feel kind of like superimposed on top, and I think there's an interesting dissonance there. And I really like the colours, and my bedroom inspires me. Good night. It is 12:17 a.m. and I'm gonna keep working on my folio. Meow. I have another sack tomorrow as well. Actually, no, it's not actually sack, it's just an S task. It's like, it feels like sack. Anyway, goodbye.